Hi guys, we're back in the studio recording again today. It is a little bit echoey in here. Still got to get the walls sorted. Until then it will happen, unfortunately. But I do want to do some content today, and this is something that I've looked at purchasing for a while. So we're going to do a product review video on this. This is a laser line. Now I've looked at a couple of these with the intention of buying one. This one particularly was sent to me by Jab Wargaming. I'll drop a link to purchase these from their eBay account in the description below. But like I said, I've looked at these a couple of times myself, never got around to buying one. But Jab sent us one, and I just thought I'd give you a little bit of feedback on it. My first thoughts was it's a little bit big. The rest of them that you look at, they're about that. It's just a normal laser pointer. And I thought to myself, it's a little bit on the large side, but then I realised that there are two benefits to this. One being, it is this large because it takes AAA batteries. All the other ones that you get on the market, the smaller ones, the ones that you use to torment your cats with, etc., those ones all take small button batteries, which are an absolute nightmare to get hold of. Everyone has AAA batteries lying around because most of your TV remotes take them. So the larger size makes it easier to power. My first thoughts when I got it and put some batteries in it was that the line itself wasn't very bright, and then I realised that I'd used a pair of old batteries and it's very, very bright now. But going back to the size issue, you're not going to lose it. You can put it in your pocket. And it's not going to get stuck. You can put it down on the table, it's not going to roll off, it's not going to go missing. Like I said, it does use AAA batteries, so you're going to be able to find batteries for it quite easily. You can nip to your local corner shop, or like I said, steal them from your TV remote. The downside, if you are stealing them from your TV remote, is that the light that will not be as bright. The ones I used, they weren't out of the TV remote, but they had been in my kitchen drawer for quite some time. So that was why I thought to myself at first, this isn't very bright, will it do in a game? And thankfully it did, once I'd put the batteries, the decent batteries in. So on to my next thoughts. Will I use it? Does it have a use? Yes and no. So my first thought is it does work. You know, if I'm looking at line of sight between a guardsman, let's find one that's in the open. So if I look at this guardsman here and I'm looking at line of sight down the line, I can figure out quite easily that yes, he does have line of sight. I can go behind him and point it down. So if I get right behind his head, I can see that he can see, but I can also tell that there are items blocking it. There's a slight cut off from the wall, but you can see over that, so he can see. And then if we aim at the other ones, so the guy down there, for example, can't see him, there's a wall in the way. But it gives that advantage. Is it beneficial in your everyday game? You know, myself, there's three of us that play regular, me, Daryl from LCA, and Chris, who's recently joined the team. We all play together, we're friends, we enjoy his gaming together, we have a level of trust. So we don't always need a decision like this, you know, can I see it, can I not? The one place where I will say that this is going to be useful is for us, it's going to be absolutely perfect for when we're recording videos. If we've got a camera set up like you're seeing now, and we're discussing, or we've got a narrative going on and we're discussing a model that's shooting another one, we can quickly shine the laser line from the model to the one that he's shooting at, so that while we're talking about him, you know, what model is that I've got there? That's the gunslinger. So I can see that the gunslinger is going to shoot that Vespid Stingwing over there. And I can instantly show you that that's the story that we're telling, and then we can go from, you know, different models, etc. So we're talking about who is shooting who in terms of models with line of sight, etc. So for us, we're going to use it for that. It's going to be useful for that. It's going to be great for when we are telling stories of what models are interacting. You can get right down behind them and do that. And also there is the benefit that if I just quickly twist the top off, it actually becomes just a laser pointer. So again, I can go down behind the model's head and say, right, can he see him? Yes, he can. Everyday use, like I've said, if you've got a group of friends that you game with regularly, you're not necessarily going to want to say, you know, I don't trust you, I'll get the laser line out. You've probably got a level of trust. If you're a gamer who regularly plays random people, if you go to your local games workshop or if you go to one of the independent gaming centres, you might not have that level of trust between players and feel the need to have the laser line so that you can say, great, that's absolutely perfect. I'm going to quickly shine this line down there. I can see I've got line of sight, but it crosses cover, so you are going to get cover. And you can have that level of trust that you usually would have with your regular gaming buddies. The one place where I think this would be absolutely perfect is for a tournament setting. If you're a tournament organiser and you've got two players that are disputing line of sight, and you've got a referee or an official or whatever that's going to nip over and say, has it got line of sight? If you're getting a little bit older as an organiser or a referee, you're not going to want to get down behind the model and look. You're not going to want to go down to this level. I have to get right behind the model here to figure out if he's got line of sight down at the vestibule behind the barricades over there. So you're not going to want to get down there and do that. So all you can do as your tournament organiser is just walk over with your laser line, say, yes, he's got line of sight, but he has cover. And it's going to be a lot simpler. As far as I'm concerned, these are absolutely perfect for your tournament organisers. Again, you just get down behind the model, get the line sorted, and you can say, yep, he's got cover, or no, he hasn't, for example. So I do think they will have the uses. I think the quality, it is well made. I'm not concerned that I'm going to drop it. I am concerned I'm going to drop it, but I'm not concerned that I'm going to break it if I do. So it's quite well constructed. Let me just zoom out a little bit more. But yeah, it is well constructed. It looks quite solid. Let's move it over here so we can see better. It's like I've said, you can just, the top just twists off, and then it becomes a laser pointer. Now I do know that you can get different ends, you can get square ends and things for these, but I don't know where you would buy them from. But I don't think that's important for us. Anyway, it's got a clip on it, so that you can clip it into your pocket, you can put it in your trousers, you can clip it on your rule book, you can pretty much put it anywhere that you need ready for when you're getting down to your game. The price point on these is a little bit higher than the other ones on the market. I do know that Army Painter do one that's I think £3 less per unit. I do know Jab do these, if I remember rightly, and I'll check this, and if I'm wrong I'll put it up on the screen. But these are $14.99 with free shipping. The Army Painter ones don't come with free shipping, but you can get them from the likes of Whaling Games. So if you're getting them, you can get them with others. But the Army Painter one does take button batteries, not AAA's. I have reached out to Army Painter and see if they are interested in sending me one. If they do, we'll do a comparison between the two, see which is better. In my opinion, should you buy one? If you've got 15 quid spare, yes. If you game regularly with people that you don't know and may not necessarily have a level of trust with, yes. If you are a tournament organiser who regularly deals with disputes of line of sight, should you buy one? Absolutely yes. I would recommend this to all tournament organisers. It is going to save so many arguments with line of sight, especially with the changing rules that Games Workshop put in all the time when it comes to 40k and line of sight. If you're a content creator like ourselves that do battle reports, yeah, they're perfect for showing which model's shooting which, especially if you're using an overhead camera or a fixed camera. If you one of the regular ones that uses the body-worn cameras or the handheld cameras, it's a lot easier to get down and show what models are using, you know, who's firing. You can come in and get down right like this and say that's the model that's shooting and he's shooting at the Vespid over there. And you can do that with a handheld camera. If you've got an overhead camera like this, you can't. It's not as easy, especially if it's fixed. Well, this one that I'm using at the minute is on a boom arm, so it does move around quite easily. But when we do start using our overhead camera, it's going to be fixed above. So having this to show that that model is shooting that Vespid, or that model is shooting that Vespid, or you know, that one down there is shooting at that one, for example, I can use the laser line to show that. I can even go down behind his head and do it, so you've got it a little bit more obvious that it's that model shooting that model, and then that will show up in the battle reports. So I do think it does have its uses in the game. Like I said, if you only ever play the same 3 people, no, I don't think it's got a use. I don't think it's for you. I do think it's for tournament organisers, content creators, and people who regularly play against different opponents in local gaming shops, local GW stores, your friendly local gaming shop, or even if you play as part of a community group where you may have new members and difference of opinions. I do think they are useful for all of you. At 15 quid, it's about the same price as a set of dice. Why wouldn't you buy it? If you've got 15 quid to spare on an extra tool for your gaming kit, I would definitely buy it. I will put a link to it in the description below. I'll put a photo of it on the listing of it on eBay up on the screen. And they do some other stuff as well. So while you're getting one of these, you can always pick up some other stuff that Jab do. But I definitely think it is something that we're going to use regular. It's going to stay in the gaming studio, and it's going to help a lot with our video recording and creating content from multiple points of view. And it looks like a laser, and as a guard player I can just go pew 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 and say, look, he's shooting him with his last gun, and it's got a laser line to show that. So definitely going to use it. Definitely happy with the product. Hopefully it doesn't run through batteries too quickly. These are Duracell batteries that are in at the minute, and they're very expensive, so hopefully it'll last a while. But like I said, just gonna, it's going to make life easier for you guys watching when we are creating content, and for us when we are playing. But enough said about that. Enough of me chattering. Thanks for joining us. If this video has been useful to you, or even if it hasn't, but you do like our other content, give us a like, give us a subscribe. Getting the members up there, getting the channel growing is all down to you guys. We can bring you the content. It's up to you guys to watch it and like it. And if you don't like it, tell us what you don't like and tell us what you'd like to see. Follow us on Facebook, find us where you can. And if we can bring content that is relevant to you, especially if it's got a narrative focus, then we will do. We are more than happy to help you guys in the community find what you're looking for. So again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.